Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 8.4 Notes, video number 2. Now, I've already gone through this whole first page, so if you didn't watch it, go back and watch video number 1. So now we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting rational expressions. So the first video, we talked about finding the least common denominator, okay? So we have to factor and find out what it is, okay? So the next step is we would need to multiply each expression by any missing factors, add or subtract the numerators, and then simplify by following the rules of canceling. Okay, so things that we're going to be adding is multiply each expression by the missing factors. We have to pay attention if it's addition or subtract. And then the last thing is to simplify. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we need to know is we need to know what is the LCD. Okay, so we have a 3 and we have a 4. When it's just the numbers, we take the multiples. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And some of you guys will know this right away, others of you won't. Okay, so for this one, our LCD is 12. Okay, but that's not our final answer. So we have to get the common denominator. So we know that it's going to be 12. To get to 12, I have to multiply the 3 by 4. So I have to multiply the x by 4. So we get 4x plus, and on the right, we have to multiply by 3. So 3x times 3 is 9x. And now that they have the same denominator, we can add them together. And then we get our grand final answer of 13x over 12. We would always check to see if we can simplify. And I kind of already said that there's the answer, so we don't have to worry about it. All right, let's look at number 8. So we need to factor. That is 2 times x. And over here we have x times x times x. So kind of like what we did on the first side. What do they have in common? Well, they have in common an x. What don't they have in common? A 2. And the right one has 2 x's. So our LCD is 2x cubed. Okay? Now, what we have to think to ourselves is for fraction number 1, we have our denominator is 2x. So 2x times what is going to give us 2x cubed. Okay, so that's going to get us right there. And what we have to multiply by is we have to multiply by x squared. So I'm going to rewrite this work off to the side. So we have 4 and 2x, and I'm going to multiply by x squared to the top and bottom. Now, our next one, we have x cubed. So x cubed times what is going to give us 2x cubed. And there we're going to multiply by 2. So I'm going to multiply by 2 to the top and bottom. Okay, so what we have now is 4x squared over 2x cubed minus and then we multiply the top. We get 6 over 2x cubed. Okay, so what that turns to is 4x squared minus 6 all over 2x cubed. Now, can I reduce or factor? That's what we have to do. First, can we factor the top? And we can. We can factor out a 2, and we're left with 2x squared minus 3, and the bottom is still 2x cubed. And can we cross anything out? Well, yeah, we can cross out the 2's, and then what we're left with is the final answer of 2x squared minus 3, all divided by x cubed. Okay, so the first thing we found was the LCD. We multiplied the two fractions, and then we combine like terms. Okay? Number 9. Now, since we can't factor the x minus 2 or the x plus 2, our GCF, or our GCF, guys, I'm sorry, our LCD is a combination of those, the x minus 2 and the x plus 2. Okay? So, when we multiply, we have our first fraction of 8 over x minus 2. What that one is missing is that is missing x plus 2. Actually, I'm going to write that on the other side. I think that's going to be a little bit easier. Okay, and then we got that plus, and then on the fraction on the right, what it's missing is the x minus 2. So when we distribute that, we don't have to worry about the bottom, guys, because the bottom is just going to be the x minus 2, x plus 2 for both of those. Okay, but we do have to multiply the top. And when we multiply the top, we get 8x plus 16. And the other one, we get 4x minus 8. Okay? And we're going to combine our like terms. Okay? So, since we're adding, I'm just going to add across. 8x and 4x is 12x. And then we're adding 16 minus 8, and 16 minus 8 is positive 8. And that's over x minus 2, x plus 2. So, can we factor out the top? Yeah, we can factor out a 4. So we're left with 4, 3x plus 2, and that's all divided by x minus 2, x plus 2. So there's nothing that we can cancel out. So that's our final answer. All right, 10. So we just talked about in our last one, our last example, that if we can't factor anything, it's just a combination of those. Okay, so I'm gonna, or the denominators. So I'm gonna combine or multiply the first one by x plus 3. And now that is a -1, and we're going to multiply that -1 by x plus 2. So what we get is the 6x plus 18, and then we have minus 1x minus 2 all divided by x plus 2, x plus 3. Okay? So let's combine our like terms. We have 6x minus x, which gives us 5x. And then we have 18 minus 2. Well, 18 minus 2 is 16. All divided by x plus 2, x plus 3. And can I simplify that at all? Nope. So that's our final answer. All right, number 11. Let's take a look. I can factor this, and we can factor out an x, and we're left with x plus 5. And here we just have an x plus 5. So what they have in common is x plus 5, but then what we need, because we need to have both of them, it's x. So our LCD is x squared plus 5x. Or we can just say the x and the x plus 5. Okay? Well, what that means is I have to multiply the right equation by x. I don't have to multiply the left one because it's got everything that we need. So we have 15x minus x squared. And that's all divided by x over x plus 5. So, is that first guy in standard form? No. I'm going to rewrite that. So we have negative x squared plus 15x all over x plus 5. Now, can I take anything out? Yeah. We can factor out a negative 1x, and we're left with x minus 15. Okay? And what do they all have in common? Well, I can take out an x from the top and bottom. And then we're left with our final answer of negative 1, x minus 15, all over x plus 5. All right. So you guys need to know how to factor at this point. Okay? You need to know off the top of your head that you're trying to multiply to get to 6, that you need to add to get to 5, that those numbers are 2 and 3. And so this breaks down to x plus 2, x plus 3. And we can't factor out x plus 2. So what do they have in common? Well, they have in common x plus 2, but we need x plus 3. So our LCD is x plus 2, x plus 3, which I'm writing down right now. And the nice thing about that is I don't have to multiply our right equation at all. So I only have to multiply the left side by the x plus 3. So when we multiply, we get 4x plus 12. And now I'm just going to combine the negative x minus 3, and that's all over x plus 2, x plus 3. We want that factored on the bottom. Okay? So what does that change to? Well, After you combine like terms, 4x minus x is 3x. 12 minus 3 is a positive 9 over x plus 2, x plus 3. We can factor the top. We can plot a 3. And we're left with 3x plus 3. And the bottom is still x plus 2, x plus 3. And then what can we cancel? We can cancel out the x plus 3's. And then our final answer is 3 over x plus 2. Are you guys starting to get a hang of this? All right, we got one more. Number 13. So let's see. We can factor the bottom of this because it's the difference of two squares. So that turns to 3x plus 2, 3x minus 2. And we can't factor the bottom. That's just 3x minus 2. So, well, what do they have in common? Well, they have in common 3x minus 2. What do they don't have in common? Well, they don't have that 3x plus 2. So our LCD are those two combined. The 3x plus 2, 3x minus 2. The only one that I have to multiply is the one on the right because we need to add the 3x plus 2 to that. Okay. And what type of 7 is that? It's a negative 7. So here we go. We're going to combine these together. We have 2x plus 16. And that's negative 7 times 3x, which gives us, I'm sorry, hold on. I have to make sure that I copied that down right. 24x plus 16. And that turns into minus 21x minus 14. Okay, and the bottom is the GCF. All right, let's combine like terms. Can you do it? Okay, you should have gotten 3x plus 2. So what cancels out? Well, 3x plus 2 and 3x plus 2 cancels out. So we're left with a 1 on the top over 3x minus 2. Guys, I know this can be a little tricky. So if you have questions or you need extra help, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Okay. This is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra 2, Chapter 8.4 Notes, Video 2. Thanks for watching.